do the math on that. But
we probably need to look up Pacific Jade.
Pacific Jade is it's not exactly what I would consider a rare hops, but it's not used very highly in the Florida kind of wheelhouse. And we do a lot of Florida beers here, obviously, because we're in Florida. Cigar City also being in Florida. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's a different one, and that's I think a little bit of the creosote that I'm tasting, a little of the that is extra astringent flavor, kind of like that is. I think that's that. I'd be interested to see at what point they start introducing the hops and whether or not it is actually dry hopped or not. Yeah.
Well, indeed, this is a limited release beer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Collaboration between Cigar City and Duclaw.
This beer does have the pleasure of being my 100th beer on Untapped.
Hey, congratulations!
Yay! Congratulations! Hey, congratulations, friend.
Friend. Cheers to you, friend.
Friends, yeah.
Friend is the
Cheers.
word tonight. So, friends out there, please cheer with us.
Cheers, friends.
Yeah.
I see the Pacific Jade is New Zealand Pacific Jade.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cross of New Zealand First Choice and an old line Sauser male.
Yeah, New Zealand has some very unique hops.
Dave, do you want to do a cigar pairing for this? I feel like this would be good with a cigar.
I don't see a cigar with this one.
No?
No.
Huh.
No. Sorry, Mark. Most of the IPAs I don't see a cigar with. I just don't.
It's just hoppy.
I'm going to classify this beer as a weird beer. Not that it's a bad beer. I'm going to classify it as a weird beer because it's dark and hazy for an amber, and it's also very hoppy for an amber.
Yeah.
So it's like on the borderline of being an IPA as far as the bitterness goes, and being a darker beer than an amber. It's like right at the upper levels of all those things. So I'm going to consider this a weird beer.
Yeah, this is definitly
Nice beer, but just weird.
I mean, it's good. I mean, like I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I had it the other night for the first time, and I was perplexed by it. I had been drinking much lighter beer, and switched over to this one, and it was like, wow, this is very different. And now that I'm having it for the second time, I'm going to stick with that. This is really different.
Yeah, it's a different beer. Totally.
And, our friends over at Cigar City, they pretty much do a great job with everything.
They do. They're wonderful people.
They've made some great
Keep
beer.
bringing them.
Keep bringing them, guys. Yeah, thanks
I like
a
the
lot.
fact that they're always experimenting and doing stuff, even if it's just like a one-off beer. I think that's great.
What is this beer out there that everybody's attacking right now? Is there one beer? And I thought about this. I couldn't come up with the answer
You know, Dave,
myself.
I think there is a couple beers out there that people are going crazy for. And I think right now it's the Heady Topper and Pliny the Elder.
Yeah, okay.
I think those
those
are the two that people are going gaga for. And there's also a Zoe by Maine Brewing Company that which doesn't get even close to coming down here because they're so small. But all Northeast beers, and they're all kind of very similar flavor profile where they're like extremely well-balanced IPAs.
Hello, this is Dave Sr., and you're listening to Key West Beer Tales, the sum of all beers.
Are we ready, guys?
I
Yeah.
think we're ready for another beer.
My beer is
Okay.
empty.
All right.
And how big is this growler here? That's not a gallon.
Yeah, this is I would say this is probably a quarter gallon.
Yeah, this is a legal size for Florida.
Yeah.
Currently.
This is Great Divide's Old Ruffian. ABV of 10.2. PLU 233. This beer is awesome. It is a medal winner of consecutive years. It hasn't won in a while, but it is a fantastic beer. This came to us from Mendez Fuel in Miami. Mendez is a beer bottle shop in Miami. It's a fantastic place.
It's not a fuel stop.
No, it's not. Well, I mean, fuel of sorts. If
Do you know
will.
where they are in Miami?
I don't know their
Okay.
actual
All right.
address, but
I lived 25 years in Miami, so I was curious.
Did you say this is a barley wine? American. Okay.
It is a barley wine.
Mark, you
Let me tell you what
mentioned
somebody said. A hoppy 90 IBU barley wine, huh? Why didn't anyone think of this sooner? Like a black IPA mixed with a barley wine.
Dave.
Hey, friends.
Friends.
friends. Let's drink to. That's the key word tonight, or the magic word, or the cheers word.
Cheers.
To the Cork and Stogie. Because we're here. Cork and Stogie, 1218 Duval Street, Sunny Key West. That's why we live here.
Rich.
Yes, he did bring it down.
Don't implicate him.
Full bodied.
Boy, that's something.
I wouldn't give this a 90
A 90 what? 90...
bitterness.
Oh, really? Do you think it's more or less?
Less, much less. Wow, this is complex. As I'm talking, I'm like the taste is dissipating.
Yeah.
In what I have here, they didn't have an IBU on it, so yeah, I don't. Where'd you get the 90 on the IBU? Is it on the
That was
on the tag?
Yeah.
All right, this is 10-2.
Getting a cross-culture
And it's 1 in 05, 06, and 09.
Yeah, it had
the
three
Great American Beer Festival, a bronze, a gold, and another bronze. It's considered to be a barley wine. Mm-hmm. It's I would say
10.2. I think it was 10.2.
Yeah, 10-2.
Yeah, 10.2. Yeah, that would definitely be a strong barley wine at that.
Well, it says Old Ruffian, but what is the brewer?
Great Divide.
Great Divide, yeah. Who makes the Yeti?
Yes, who makes the Yeti and the Hop Cuvée? Yes,
The Hop Cuvée, the Colette.
Colette, yeah, which is a really good beer. We've reviewed that.
That's a very mellow nose. Doesn't have really much that comes off, when you first sip it. And then it
Fruity.
very, yeah. And then very tart there at the end, I think.
It's like plum.
Plum's good. Good.
Yeah, there's
word
like
for it.
a plum sweetness to it.
Ooh. Boy, that's good.
A bit of raisin.
This is a sipping beer.
This is a sipping beer.
This is a beer you're going to sit down and enjoy the beer, and it might last a half an hour.
Yes.
For some people, longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. This would be a good afternoon beer for me, or hey, say if I was in my old fatherland there in the great state of Connecticut, in the wintertime by a fireplace. Yeah, that would work very well.
I can see it as an aperitif.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a barley wine, and it's a little smoother than I anticipated.
What did you think it was going to be like? Like a different,
I thought it was going to be more bitter.
more bitter? Okay.
More bitter than this is. I do think it will go with some spicy food, and I'll try that in a second.
I'm gonna pair spicy food, but also this would be great with some apple pie and ice cream.
Yeah.
The taste is laying over the full length and width of the tongue.
Mm-hmm. That's really, really true.
It's
Yeah.
touching every part of the tongue.
I'd
Not
pour it
ju-
over the top of the apple pie. Actually.
Yeah, that would be delicious. That would be very, very
You do
good.
that too. Yeah.
Maybe I would even maybe say like, again showing my colors, being a northerner, a Yankee at heart, some rhubarb pie
Oh, I love rhubarb pie.
with like a strawberry ice cream.
I once made rhubarb pie. The sizes that this is available is 4 packs and 5-gallon kegs.
Yes.
But that's it?
Well, that's how the growlers would have been from a keg.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the 4 packs, they because it's such high ABV, it's considered to be more responsible for the 4-pack, and that Dogfish does that, and like Brooklyn does that, and like a lot of breweries do the 4-packs with like the bigger ones.
It helps you get it approved by the
Yes.
state's alcohol.
And it's also great for sharing with friends.
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 Friends. And we have a lot of friends here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got the whole cast and crew here today.
We've been doing this
We're all
for
together.
a year, and we're still friends. So that's pretty good.
Actually, if we go back to doing the radio show, which was the forebearer of this show, we've been doing
The
that
baby
for
radio show.
a lot longer.
Nah.
Probably close to 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even had a
and-
theme song.
We, yeah, right.
Thank you, Robin
We had-
Stone.
And
We had two.
we still do the beer show with them, but what Danny does is she'll take one of our other shows and she'll condense it down to a 10-minute show or so. So, it would be like tonight's show could very well end up being one. By the way, the next one's on the 6th.
Right.
You know.
They take it the best of the best, cram it together, and Danny sends it to them. They air it up. Technology is wonderful.
Well, the only reason they asked that is that it just became difficult for them to hear us through the telephone that we're using. I don't know if we might be able to put it through a mixer if anybody, but
Yeah, that sounds like work.
yeah.
But I've had barley wines before, but I think this is the hoppiest barley wine I've had.
Yeah, this definitely has some bitterness to it, and definitely has a lot of hops. I would be curious to see what they were using. But I
Yeah.
think, I mean, this is certainly the hoppiest barley wine. And Brooklyn Monster would be a kind of cousin to this.
The monster.
And, if you guys are familiar with that one, it comes in like the 22-ounce can, and it's the opposite version of the 4-pack. Whereas they're trying to get you to drink as much of the Monster Ale as you possibly can.
Well, if anybody hasn't noticed tonight, we got the whole team back. Dave Jr.'s
Yay,
back
team.
from
Hey.
vacation in beer country somewhere else, some other beer.
North Carolina.
North Carolina beer
There was a
country.
lot of beer. There was a lot of breweries there.
Did you experience a lot of them, Dave?
I went to what
Or
was
just
the one
the beers,
called? There
if
was
not
one.
if not the.
I did experience a lot of the beers. As a matter of fact, I had a great American saison while I was out there. 20th
Oh, you mentioned that, yeah.
20th anniversary saison. I'd have to look it up again. My phone's over on the charge, but whatever brewery that was, I'm sorry, but your 20th anniversary saison was absolutely amazing. It was
Cool.
It was delicious.
If they're listening, they probably know who they're talking.
Yeah, it was in North. It was a North Carolina brewery around the Burlington area.
Great. Many great breweries out there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of great beer to drink.
Actually, there's another one that's there. It's a really big one. It's called Red Oak.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Red Oak is really huge in that area. It's actually brewed right in Burlington, right there. Really nice big brewery, but they only do tours on Fridays. And every time I've been there, we've been busy doing something else, and I never get to go to the tour. And we actually got free coins to go to the tour. We've been saving them to go, and I still keep missing it.
Now, how far were you from Asheville?
It's about 3.5 hours.
Okay, yeah, because there a lot of Western breweries are now building breweries in that area. Sierra Nevada's built a brewery there. Boulder is building a brewery there, and there's somebody else as well.
Oscar Blues.
Yeah.
Oscar Blues.
Yeah, I did go through Asheville while I was there. I went out to Morristown, Tennessee, to visit my friend JJ. By the way, JJ, if you're listening, hello. I did go visit him, and on the way back, we went through Asheville. And when we drove through, there's breweries. I mean, as you go, it's almost like Tampa. You just drive through it. It's brewery after brewery after brewery. They're all over the place in Asheville. They're everywhere.
Yes.
It's a very big brewery town.
Yeah, they've been getting like some really good tax breaks for new businesses moving in and opening
Great.
facilities. And I think that's really great. I think North Carolina's doing a really good, has a really good idea, like pumping money back into the economy, offering some tax breaks for small businesses.
Well, speaking of that next month, April, is North Carolina Craft Beer Month.
Yeah.
And they have a huge map, and there's 60 different events going around around North Carolina for Craft Brew Month, and you can
In
go
April?
to every single
That's
city.
I wish that I could take the month
April?
of
April.
the month of April off. And that's
Yeah.
my birthday month. The month of
Yeah.
April off, and just hang out in North Carolina, going to breweries.
There's a huge festival going on in every single city. Every 2 days, there's literally something going on.
Amazing.
Wow, cool.
There's 60 events in 30 days.
If you can't grow the tobacco, just make a winery and brew some beer.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like something that someone who would write for a magazine could have a real field day on. You know?
yeah. I would love to have that field day.
Yeah. It'd be fabulous.
It's 12:40 a.m. should we wrap it up, or is there anything else we need to address or talk about or do?
Does anybody else have any pairings for those? Danny, you got anything?
Pairings for this beer, or
Yeah.
any? Well,
Just flavor notes, figs.
I have some.